Jimmy from Cuff and Stuff. Man, have we got a good one for you. All right, listen. If you've never done rotisserie chicken, I know it's easy to go to the grocery store, just pick that little package up. That won't touch this, okay? This is so easy, simple to do, and man, it turns out so good. Today we're gonna do it on the Weber kettle. I'm gonna do it with charcoal briquettes and a little bit of hickory wood. So, hang tight. This is about an average size whole chicken that you would get at the grocery store. Now there are two ways that you can basically truss this up. You see, I cut a slit in that was around the neck. And if I do these two like this, pull the legs in, windy out here, like this, that'll help hold it in. But I'm gonna take this, I've got some twine. I like to go around each one a couple of times and then just pull them down, tie them. Just a normal knot. You don't need a butcher's knot or anything like that. And again, I want this around there twice so I can pull it up tight like this. I don't want the legs flopping around while they're on the rotisserie. So there you go. I'm gonna cut that off. All right. Now, I have taken the wings and folded them back like that. That's normal. That's pretty much the way I do turkeys and whatnot. I'm gonna start on this end. I'm gonna run the spit up through. And I kind of want to hit the middle. So I'm not gonna run them down too tight until I get them on the spit. Let's take the other side. All right, and there you go. Let's see, as you turn it around, it doesn't flop. That's what we're going for. All right, I'm gonna take this over to the Weber and I'll bring you right back. All right, well, here we go. We're gonna put this on the rotisserie. All right, that one's in. Now I want to take this and I'm going to move it over to the center, over here, right over it, and then lock them down. All right, let's turn it on and make sure it's spinning good and free. There we go. All right. This is butter, just a little melted butter. I'm going to put over it. This is going to help flavor it, but it's also going to act as a binder. And oh, you get such pretty color out of it. And see, with it spinning already, boy, that sure does help. You're getting it on there. Now, I'm going to use two different seasonings on this chicken. And this is something I have tried that we really like. All right. First, This is Adobo. There you go. Adobo seasoning. This is Goya Adobo. And as it turns, and you see I've got a pan underneath so it doesn't make such a big mess. I'm going to sprinkle this all the way around on this chicken. And you see that butter is working perfect as a binder. All right, one other thing. It's what makes this so easy. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to do. This is Sazon, okay? This is another, a lot of people call it a Spanish seasoning, but this is really going to add some flavor and color to this chicken. And I'm not going light, that's for sure. I'm trying to do it out in the wind doesn't help, but that's okay. All right. And there we go. All right, that's cranked off. Now I'm running this at 250 degrees, okay? That's where I'm gonna keep it. I've got a chef's temp probe that when it gets over to it, I'm gonna put it in the breast here. Keep rolling, keep rolling. The back. Keep coming. All right. All right. Now, put the lid on it. I can watch I have the Inkbird running on the kettle temperature. I've got the chef's temp running on the internal on the bird and also external too, so I can watch them both. So I want to go to about 165. I may let it go just a little over that, and I've got a little bit of butter, so I probably am going to come back and baste it. But you see, this is just too easy. So hang tight. Well, we're about an hour in. Look at that pretty color. Told you. And that butter does the trick. It's cool enough out here. It's let butter in the pan cool down a minute. I'm gonna let it go over that heat for just a second. There we go. All right. I'm gonna baste it again here. One more time. Oh my goodness. I already know this is gonna be so good. Just right. I was hoping we could get another full basting out of this. Okay. Look at that. All right. We're gonna keep going. We're watching the internals. We're trying to run her about 250. We've had to shut the top vent just about completely off. It's just barely peeping. All right, we're gonna keep cooking. We'll bring you back. 2 hours in. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. All right, this is very fine. Yep, we're good. Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna turn it off, take it over to the table, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. All right, we've taken it off the kettle, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm leaving it on the spit right now. I'm gonna take some aluminum foil and just tint lightly over the top like this. And contrary to what my dog next door thinks, we're gonna let it rest and I'll bring you back. All right, well, we've let this rest for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna take and flip this over. Now, I'm gonna back this off. It's cooled off enough. I think I can get these forks out of here. Let's just take, we'll push him on off in there. And there we go. And I tell you what, I am a wing fan. My family just gonna have to do without. Oh yeah. Nice and juicy. I'm going in. Oh my goodness. Oh, this Sazon and Adobo seasoning. Man, flavor, juicy as it can be. That butter helped. The skin's not rubbery. It's not crunchy, but this got down into the meat. Listen, if you've never done rotisserie chicken, it doesn't get any easier than doing it on the Weber, okay? This chicken turned out perfect. Keep up with your temperature. You don't want to cook it too hot. Get a little smoke. Now I had some hickory in with the charcoal to give me a little extra smoke. Worked out perfect. Hey, if you haven't already, do me a favor. How about hit the circle on this side, subscribe. I'll have another video just for you over here. Hey, how about hit that thumbs up, ring the bell so you don't miss anything. Until next time, hang tight and be good to one another. Hang tight.